Skrev på Top 10 Intentional Disturbing Kids Guidelines from Around the World 2. Ja, det här är en re-upload för att jag gamla videon blev borttagen, men nu kollar vi.
On kids' television shows aren't really supposed to look realistic. They're supposed to be caricatures with exaggerated features and mannerisms.
Yes.
It's what makes them endearing to children. That is, for the most part. You can probably remember, as a child, at least one character from one of your favorite shows that made you hide your eyes every time they appeared on screen. And that character may very well have been one of these. Today, we're going over 10 more unintentionally disturbing kids characters from around the world.
From Pob's program.
Oh.
In the mid-80s, Pob's program aired for 2 seasons in the UK. Its premise was that its host, a freaky-looking English-language mingling little thing named Pob, lived inside your TV.
Whoa.
And if that's not disturbing enough, he opened each episode by blowing spit all over the screen and writing and misting it up, but take a look.
Nej, det ser ut som han spottar. Han andas inte.
Judging by the way he speaks and acts, Pob is not capable of knowing how condensation works, but is definitely capable of spitting all over things. He sounds like a cracked out Teletubby, and looks like the kind of underdeveloped mutant abomination that should immediately be put out of its misery.
Ja.
Apparently some British kids have fond memories of the show, and the rest probably have no memory of it at all, having long ago blocked it from their traumatized minds.
Mr. Squiggle.
Ja, min dator gav alldeles kanske. Jag var tvungen att ställa om den igen.
It's a beloved show having run for 40 years, and it entertained and educated generations of children in Australia. As we may have mentioned before, creepy things are a little less creepy when your environment and everything in it actively wants you dead. But for children who didn't grow up in the murder continent, Mr. Squiggle can be a little disconcerting. He's a marionette with a pencil for a nose, whose only purpose in life is to draw stupid pictures. He bobs and floats in the air, blinking his big bulbous eyes, and speaking like some deranged serial killer who just now got hit in the head. Really fucking hard. We're sure this long-running show was full of great messages and helpful educational tidbits for kids. But only in Australia could this floating freaky mutant be seen as cute.
Fukurokuju from Nihongo Diasabo. Ooh, here we go. The Japanese show. That's right. Buckle in. Nihongo Diasabo, or Let's Play in Japanese, teaches children about traditional Japanese culture. In one 2012 episode, they learned about bunraku, or puppet theater. The segment featured a puppet that appears to be based on Fukurokuju, one of the 7 lucky gods, whose dome, in most renderings, resembles nothing so much as a cone head. Unfortunately, the version seen on this show resembles something else entirely. Now, we don't have to spell this out for you, but suffice to say that most versions of this lucky god don't look like they're actually about to get lucky. That is, the head does not ordinarily resemble a wrinkled foreskin, and this god's head also does not normally grow fucking erect and actually just become a big dong. Look, we said we didn't have to spell it out for you, not that we're going to. Apparently, this is just the way the types of puppets are made.
Det går som står jag och nackar med små rynkor.
Yeah!
Ja, ja.
The cheap mascots from Mommy Ja Abbots.
Whoa.
The Estonian kids show Mommy Ja Abbots was ostensibly made for very small children and toddlers to learn simple concepts like letters. It featured actors in mascot suits, not unlike the kind you'd see at a theme park, except they got a few things wrong. Okay,
allt är fel.
And endearing about mascots, sprayed it with the blood of a chicken under a new moon and set it on fire. For one thing, the costumes look cheap, like salvaged from a dumpster cheap. The heads have no bottom halves, so we see the actors' human mouths poking out from under these things, which have eyes made of pure malevolence. They sing and dance in ways that can be politely described as awkward, and not so politely described as Buffalo Bill's wet dream. It all plays like a forced collaboration between Jim Henson and Jeffrey Dahmer, making it obvious to any child watching. Better to eat you with, my dear. All the better to eat you with.
Det är en av de fulaste dräkterna som jag har sett. Och nummer 2.
EC from Liftoff.
Han har ingen...
Okay, so we really don't want to pick on Australia, but if they didn't want to be so heavily featured on a list of disturbing kid show characters, perhaps they can make a kid show or two that doesn't scare the crap out of us. Liftoff was a mostly live-action series centered on a group of children responding to the challenges of everyday life and growing up. The show also featured animation and puppetry segments, as well as several regular puppet characters that interacted with its young actors. One of these was named as a character to relate to. As such, EC was designed as a blank slate. Literally.
Whoa.
The puppet had a smooth gray head with no goddamn face. The show was based on the ideas of a Harvard child psychologist who knew that its young audience would need a surrogate. He should have also known that humanoid beings without faces are terrifying, almost as terrifying as a floating face with no head. Fucking Australia.
Oh.
Biss Kajs.
Wow!
Alright, there's no delicate way to put this.
Ja, de som kommenterade att de hade sett den videon, ja. På min Biss Kajs Intro det kommer ihåg den.
And its two main characters are literally adult people dressed as a turret in a stream of urine. We're not making this up.
Nu måste de tycka att vi svenskar är skitkonstiga. Eller ja, hur kom de ens på det programmet?
You can't? Here, let us help. Our heroes, urine and shit, come across such helpful characters as a giant talking butt, a singing pair of balls, and a big old rapping dick. How exactly this was supposed to make children more comfortable with bathroom activities, we're not sure.
Jag vet inte vad barn tycker om detta.
Running, screaming to their mothers because their balls failed to burst into song in celebration of their latest bowel movement.